To me, I always call it the family shop. You know, I want to build something that you can call me like, hey man, I need some help, man. Like, come on, come through. I got you.
My name is Nathaniel, and this is the MOTO Archives.
Started when I was a little kid. My dad was in the cars. My grandma used to lease Corvettes. So every 2 years, there'd be a brand new Corvette. They used to go to the SCCA and do time trial racing, and her boyfriend at the time would let me swap out the slicks. So even when I was like 7 years old, I was like with the air gun, putting slicks on the Corvette, you know, watching NASCAR with her on Sundays. Fast forward to high school, my cousin, he had a 70 Chevelle, so that was like a huge influence. It was like the coolest thing ever. That was the bug that bit me. Seeing him in his Chevelle, him giving me a bunch of Super Chevy magazines as a kid. You know, after school, I was at Amici's Pizza, standing in line behind this old guy, and he had like a race shirt, like a shop tee with the race cars on it. I'm super introvert, you know. Like, to say hi to this guy, I was like, hey, like, what's up with this shirt? Yeah, but it's a cool shirt, you know? He turned around and he was just like, it's my shop, I own a shop. I don't even know what, you know, made me ask, but I was like, are you hiring? And I was only like 16, and he looked at me crazy. He's like, what? You can come push a broom? And I was like, all right. He's like, all right, well, bring your dad to the shop and we'll see how it goes. What I didn't know is that his name was Lawrence Spangler. He was a really well-known stock car builder, you know, NASCAR kind of style racing. And went there, worked there in high school, pulling fiberglass bodies off the race cars, drilling rivets out. From there, right out of high school, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. So I went to Wyotech, and that was like my college. Nice. Okay. Got the double hump heads. Nice. Yeah, that's easy.
That's easy?
Yeah. Like, I'll look at everything and make sure that it's safe.
Oh, okay.
Especially since you just got it, you know? But yeah, we can fix and upgrade anything on this car. Even in high school, I was like getting in trouble reading hot rod magazines in class. My teacher caught me with like a Super Chevy magazine and got detention because I'm over here reading on stuff that I'm actually into, you know? You know, in high school, I wasn't interested, but when I went to Wyotech, I was like basically like a freaking nerd sitting front row trying to learn as much as I can. And I remember graduating Wyotech on a Friday and being at work by Monday. So I worked at Rydell Chevrolet working on Corvettes. Growing up as a kid, being around the Corvettes, like I want to do that for a living. My first day was working on a C5. I was an apprentice for the shop foreman. Basically, we got all the cool stuff. That era was huge. The LS engine was so huge, and it was like they put those in everything. And basically, I worked on those all the time.
Right, and then it's kind of full circle now that you're putting that shit in to leave these classic cars and these hot rods. Like,
that's super popular now, is to do LS swaps, you know? So this one I was lucky enough to pick up from one of my really good friends. He built this in like the early 2000s. It's basically a race car. I made it streetable, and it's a 498 big block stroker. It's very raw, it's got rust, but it doesn't matter. You know, it wasn't built to look, it was just built to go. So that's kind of why I was drawn to it. You wanna hear it? All right. There's a kill switch on the back, so that turns it on.
I could hear it.
You could hear the vacuum for the brakes. It's got a vacuum pump.
Hell yeah.
That's right. Yeah. That's my daily driver. One of my favorite things about it is I made the shift. There's a little box for my slap shifter. Usually they're made out of plastic, and I basically fabricated the whole deal out of sheet metal. What's cool is to show the raw metal work. I just put a clear matte on it, matte finish. That's all sheet metal. It's all custom fabricated. My whole history kind of led to today of like working at certain shops, working at an electrical shop where all they did was wiring, working at a shop that did custom metal fabrication, custom interiors, high performance engines. I kind of went through what everybody's specialty was and kind of took all the good that I felt they did, and we just applied it here. For the most part, everyone has kind of helped me. I think once the old guys know that you're serious and you want to learn, if they see that you have a passion for it, they kind of want to see you do good, you know? So they teach you. So I've been lucky to gone through some really nice shops along the way and work with some legendary people that come on me to do good. SoCal, you know, it's always known for being the hot rod capital, like it started all here. I even worked with some of the Road Kings, and they're one of the oldest car clubs around. So I've been around all those old guys and hearing all their stories, and you pick up stuff that you just can't Google that stuff. You gotta remember, these guys went their whole lives without that shit. You can learn some stuff, obviously on YouTube, but at the end of the day, you gotta put in the work with your hands. Every day is a learning experience. We've had some young guys come through the shop, we teach them everything we know. I've been around the grumpy old guys, and they treat you kind of like shit. You gotta get through it to gain their respect, and then they'll teach you some stuff. Whereas me is like, I know you wanna be here and you're not on your phone, I'm gonna teach you everything I know. The way that life was back then was just so cool. You just pick up all this knowledge. At the time, I didn't know why I was absorbing it. I just knew it was cool. And then fast forward to now, it's all paying off. And everything happens for a reason. You know, there's times I've worked for one of the best shops in the country and it didn't work out, and it led to this. You know, we were a part of an award-winning car at the Grand National Roadster Show. I didn't expect to be a part of that. You know, I just kind of put myself there and seized the opportunities. I'm kind of trying to figure out what we want to specialize in as far as make and model. Right now we're just having fun, you know. So.
And then who's this fellow over here?
Yeah, that's the Rocco man. My brother right there. He helps me with in the shop. My wife and kids.
And it's awesome. You guys got that support system too. You know, it's mutual.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, between my wife, the kids, the Rocco man. Whenever I call him, and he comes and helps. You know, my sister, she's a pinstriper. She's been getting into pinstriping, so that's cool to have her be a part of it. Everyone, my parents, you know, me telling them, hey, I want to build hot rods when I was a kid, and them being like, yeah, that's a good idea. You should do that. Yeah, you know. There's a little bit of an imposter syndrome when you start getting some sort of success, but at the end of the day, like, this is what I worked hard for. I put in so much time to be here. I sacrificed a lot just to learn the knowledge. You're working for other people, you're making just enough to get by, but you're learning and you're absorbing, and then now you bring it here, and you start to just almost just appreciate it. Although being in this area is awesome, I think eventually you get so big and so busy and people won't leave you alone, you kind of need to go to a private warehouse, like less interruptions, just growing to a huge shop, having a really solid team of people that can help us do everything here. I have help from friends and family, but at the end of the day, I'm doing most of the work, all the intricate work that takes a lot of skill. So I would want it to grow to be surrounding myself with people that are skilled also, and just get bigger and badder, dude. I don't want to be small and little. I want it to be a big shop. I want it to be, you know, its own machine, you know?